Hello, I am Eat My Diction, and this is a Spass gameplay on on Team Deathmatch. I don't know what that fucking was just then. I'm trying to wake myself up. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I have a lot of these Spass gameplays backed up from, like, a session I played with I Am Spoon a few nights ago, so you're going to be seeing a lot of these gameplays. They're short and sweet, and I love the Spass, so hopefully you'll enjoy it as well. I decided to possibly start a new series because I've lived, since I was 19 and I moved out of my parents' house, I've lived in 6 different places, and each one has, I had some really, really interesting neighbors, for the most part, and I figured it would be fun to tell stories about these people. Yeah, pretty much. So when I first moved out, me and my friends had this 3-bedroom place, in Pleasant Hill, which is way, way east of where I live now in the Bay Area. And we're living, like, right across the street from the local community college. So pretty much everyone who lived in this big-ass complex that we lived in was were students, and a lot of them were exchange students from Japan and Korea and China. Excuse me, I'm drinking coffee. Again, trying to wake myself up. So, the 3 of us, we're young dudes, you know, and we just moved out of our parents' house, so we did some crazy, crazy shit all the time in that house. And yes, that is a photograph of me and my friends. I am shirtless and covered in shaving cream, and I'm not going to explain the rest of that story there. You just have to piece it together yourselves. So, we lived in a part of the complex for the 3-bedroom. There was, like, a middle part that had, like, 1 and 2 bedroom apartments, and then in the surrounding areas there were these giant fourplexes that had 3-bedroom apartments, 2 next to each other and 2 on top. And the one above us was a couple of exchange students, I believe, from Japan, and then across the way from us there was another apartment filled with Japanese exchange students. They didn't speak very much English, so we never really interacted with them. And we liked to party a lot. We partied as much as possible, even though booze was kind of hard to come by because we didn't have any friends who were of age and shit. But somehow we managed. And fucking shield guy, look at that guy, asshole. But our neighbors like to party even harder. Sometimes we would get woken up by them, and we were pretty rough sleepers, you know. Like, it took a lot to wake us up, but they were fucking crazy. And I remember one night we our porch was like the hang zone. That's where we sat and chilled and smoked cigarettes and shit. And we could hear our upstairs neighbors doing karaoke, but we didn't know it was karaoke. All we heard was, like, really, really loud singing in another language, and we didn't really know what was going on. We couldn't really tell if it was singing or not. It's karaoke, you know. No one's good at karaoke. And so my buddy Dylan just kind of, like, jumps on top of the fence on our back porch and, like, peeks over their balcony, and he, like, comes down. We're like, dude, what are they doing? He's like, they're doing karaoke at 8 decibels. And we were like, wow, why don't we do that kind of stuff? We never have karaoke parties. This sucks. So, and every so often we never really intermingled, but I remember one time, we were having a party and our neighbors across the way were having their own party it was this weird segregation thing where it was like a bunch of white dudes and white chicks in one apartment, and across the way it's just all, like, Asians. And I felt, like, very separated, you know, because we weren't, like, it was so easy. We just opened, our doors were both open. We could have just walked right into their apartment and started chatting with those people, or at least attempting to. And I never did it, but my friend, Nick, I believe he did. I just gave his name away. I'll bleep out his last name. And, because he was, like, the crazier of all of us. He had no shame, and he would just kind of do shit whenever he felt like it. So he went over there one night without us really knowing about it, and he brought over, like, 10 really attractive and cute Asian girls, and, like, one dude. I don't know what his deal was. And, we tried, you know, trying to get them into our shenanigans and stuff, but they didn't really seem to be having it. I guess those people... I say those people. That there are the Asian exchange students at this complex party differently than us with karaoke. I know this isn't the most amazing story, like, oh, wow, you had fucking exchange students living near you that like to party. But to us, it was fascinating because they were everywhere. Everywhere we went, we would see these exchange students, and we wouldn't be able to talk to them because they barely spoke English. And I wondered, why the fuck are you coming to America to go to a goddamn community college, of all things, if you can't speak English very well? And I guess there's, I don't know, someone in the comments will probably say, hey man, hey, the education system over there, or something, and you'll inform me and I'll be educated. And that'll be awesome. Thank you very much, because I like learning new things. And that was it. We really never got into any, there wasn't any really, really crazy neighbors. There was one asshole who came over and gave a shit for being too loud once, but he wasn't very interesting. I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to give him any time in the limelight, you know. So let me know if you want this to be a series or not. I've got my other stories are far, far crazier and more interesting. So please let me know in the comments if you want to see more of this. Thank you.